We had to do the surgery under mosquito net, no IV fluids, we have to use coconut, no spinal anesthesia. But I was surprised why the abdomen was so relaxed. And the patient looked relaxed also, not complaining of any pain. And the doctor was standing there by the side of the door with a long bolo. So I was thinking, if this patient dies, I will die also.
This was the state of medical services in the rural town of Lake Cebu in South Cotabato. Sister Eva, who is also a surgeon, began her mission there, helping the Tibuli and Manobo tribes. It was a typical scene in many tribal areas in the Philippines. For Sister Eva, it was a difficult mission, but life improved when the American volunteers came.
The coming of the Peace Corps really was a tremendous help.
Galing po kami sa Maypon, Ginubatan, Albay, ang barangay na sinalanta ng bagyong Remy. Hindi na namin alam kung paano kami makakaahon sa nangyari sa amin. Tapos po, nung dumating po yung IOM, Save the Children, binigyan po kami ng relocation site. Ito na nga po dito na sa Moro. Nagkaroon po kami ng pag-asa.
They are just two of the many people who have directly benefited from assistance provided by the American people through two distinct agencies, the United States Peace Corps and the United States Agency for International Development. In March 1961, U.S. President John F. Kennedy established the Peace Corps, calling for the young people of America to promote world peace and extend America's hand of friendship. On the same year, President Kennedy also signed the U.S. Foreign Assistance Act passed by Congress that established USAID.
I cannot think of any action which is more important to the effort in which we're engaged than what you are doing, and the presence of the United States as a leading power in the free world is involved in your work directly. People who are opposed to aid should realize that this is a very powerful source of strength for us. Send you. And you working with the people in those countries to try to work with them in developing the economic thrust of their country so that they can make a determination that they can solve their problems. This effort represents a very essential national commitment.
Since 1961, over $5 billion worth of U.S. development assistance has been given to the Philippines.
At that time, the Bicol region was considered as the most depressed region in the country. Well, after the irrigation project was established, then the impact of increased production was there. The improved transport movement of products was there, and that was the impact of the project. Not only for the entire area, but also for the community that was directly affected by the projects.
This is a great legacy coming from the USAID. Before, that was really a big problem for the Bicol River Basin area. We didn't have the extensive networks of road. I believe without the help of the USAID and the BRBDP in general, these things could not have been built.
In the beginning of USAID, it was more of a development assistance kind of a relationship where the U.S. government was providing assistance to the Philippines as a beneficiary. We view this now as an equal partnership where we, together with the Philippines, the private sector, the public sector, and the non-governmental sector, working together to address developmental challenges that the Philippines currently meets.
Development assistance from the American people also came with a personal touch. The Peace Corps volunteers arrived in batches every year, leaving their homes behind to serve in a Filipino community for 2 years without pay.
The friendship between the Philippines and the United States is unique. The commitment by the United States government to stay side by side with the Philippines is reflected in many ways, and one of those is the continued presence of Peace Corps.
The first group of 130 American volunteers came in October 1961. Since then, over 8,000 volunteers have served in the Philippines in pursuit of the Peace Corps' mission. Shoulder to shoulder, understanding each other's needs, the bond of friendship between the United States and the Philippines remains strong. A legacy from 50 years of partnerships for peace and development. The Philippines and USAID have come a long way since they first partnered 50 years ago. Its programs, working with the government of the Philippines, are aimed at reducing poverty through broad-based, inclusive economic growth, promoting good governance, increasing economic opportunities, protecting the environment, and improving health services and education.
We have helped to reduce child mortality by over 70%. Today, 91% of children under 5 are taking vitamin A supplementation, which is important for their health. In later years, we established an international airport in the General Santos area, which has opened the province to improve trade and commerce.
Malaki ang pakinabang ng mga tao dyan sa Jinsan Airport. Nag-open ang Mindanao, pumasok ang mga negosyo, yung mga produkto ng Jinsan, madali nang makalabas. Siyempre, nagkaroon ng trabaho ang mga tao. Pag may asenso, bumababa din ang krimen. At pag tahimik ang lugar, ang mga bata nakakapag-aral ng mabuti. Salamat sa USAID.
Hand in hand with the Philippine government, USAID has trained and equipped health workers to fight malnutrition and diseases, saving lives by promoting access to maternal and child health care, creating awareness to mitigate the spread of HIV/AIDS, and improving water and sanitation services for over 1.5 million Filipinos. USAID and the Philippine government address key challenges in the energy and environment sectors.
Our USAID is a great supporter of the environment, as is Peace Corps. We're celebrating 50 years, both organizations in the Philippines. But we have to work for the next 50 years, and that's what we're trying to do here today. Protect this mangrove forest island for the next 50 years through partnership with the people of this region.
USAID supports efforts to pursue energy independence through rural electrification and power sector reforms, enabling local developers and financial institutions to work together to find renewable sources of energy and bring light to communities. USAID works with government officials and the private sector to build local capacities and greater management capabilities for sustainable fisheries, healthy forests, and solid waste management. Together, they have sustained livelihoods and ecosystems and increased access to potable water. USAID is supporting alternatives to the Earth's dwindling resources, but most of all, it is protecting, conserving, and nurturing what we have. To encourage entrepreneurship, the agency has helped improve efficiency in obtaining business permits to stimulate the local economy. In 2010, USAID supported the Philippines' first automated elections, distributing 380,000 quick guides to poll workers in 76,000 precincts. At the heart of U.S. development assistance to the Philippines are the Peace Corps volunteers who live and work with the Filipino community they serve.
Peace Corps volunteers represent the best of America. You all come from all walks of life, from all generations, from all parts of the United States to reflect the rich diversity of America. You are passionate, optimistic, idealistic, and keen to serve. As Peace Corps volunteers, you are an important part of the U.S. Embassy team.
Peace Corps has worked in health, nutrition, fisheries, small business, agriculture in the past, but right now we're responding to the government of the Philippines' need for trained volunteers in those areas of education, youth, and environment.
It's still person-to-person, direct contact, getting to know individuals, and then working from there.
Building relationships in your community. That's actually the most important thing that we are taught to in becoming effective Peace Corps volunteers.
The Peace Corps in the Philippines is the agency's second oldest program. The first volunteers who arrived in the Philippines taught English, mathematics, and science to Filipino children. Today, the Peace Corps helps to strengthen coastal resource management, teaching communities to be aware of their environment and how they can help to protect it from misuse and abuse.
That I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge my duties in the Peace Corps, so help me God.
The success of their Philippine program has attracted a lot of new volunteers who hope that they too can work alongside Filipinos to make a difference in the Philippines.
No matter what happens, you can still reach out and give opportunities to at least individuals. So just by giving them that opportunity for a leadership position, one which they might not have had, I think that'll help them in the future.
I expect volunteering to be a challenge. There's nothing about Peace Corps that is easy, but I also expect it to be very rewarding.
I think volunteering is a way of life and giving yourself to others.
Peace and development. For the Philippines, 50 years of partnership with Peace Corps and USAID have made the country a stronger player in the global arena. The United States is the largest grant donor to the Philippines, having funded billions of dollars worth of projects. But as the world turns, new challenges have to be met and new threats need to be addressed. The Philippines continues its trek to economic growth, but the road has not been easy. According to the World Bank, about 45% of the population live below the poverty line, earning just less than 100 pesos or about $2 a day. To help build the nation's economy, the United States Agency for International Development stimulates economic growth through infrastructure development, trade and investment, and agriculture productivity.
The Philippines' greatest resource is its people. We need to find ways to keep more Filipinos in the Philippines to make a contribution to Philippine development.
We need to work with Filipinos to identify where they want to work with us most.
A key area of concern is Mindanao.
The demographic statistics in Mindanao are among the worst in the Philippines. The literacy rates are among the lowest. The mortality rates for children and mother are among the highest. And frankly, the poverty rates are also among the worst.
The southern part of the Philippines is home to vast tracts of agricultural lands and is rich in natural resources. But it is also a region plagued by conflict, violence, and poverty. USAID works with the Philippine government to strengthen the country's economic performance in the region. USAID has supported the development of Mindanao, helping to open the region to trade, commerce, and tourism. Because a peaceful and prosperous Mindanao leads to a progressive Philippines. Working together to increase food production, assist in product marketing, and boost business competitiveness. Several USAID programs have been centered on Mindanao, such as training former combatants to become small-scale commercial farmers.
We joined the MNLF because government soldiers were already arresting a lot of men. Sometimes they even killed them. It was difficult because we didn't have any livelihood. We attended a training seminar before they gave us seeds and fertilizer. They taught us how to plant corn and how to use the fertilizer.
Our life is okay now. It's much easier.
USAID also built roads, ports, and bridges to help revive the local economy. Teachers and students are among those who have benefited greatly from USAID presence in Mindanao. USAID helps to improve access to quality education and provides livelihood skills training for out-of-school youth. USAID also works with local government units to train teachers and support government efforts to keep students in school, and works with parent-teacher associations to provide educational facilities and learning tools. Working together for quality education and students' welfare, helping to shape future leaders of the Filipino nation.
Before po talaga yung library namin, kulang talaga siya ng references. Nahihirapan po kami, halimbawa may project kami sa English, paperworks. It really helped in gathering data and learning more.
The concepts that the students learn inside the classrooms are enriched by doing some laboratory activities.
It encourages the creativity of the students in terms of the technology, so it really helped us.